From Titletown to the Big Apple, now to the Steel City, Aaron Rodgers now set to join the Steelers for his 21st NFL season.
After talks break down between Republican lawmakers and the governor, we'll get an update on the state budget from the Capitol.
And a major grand opening at a healthcare facility in Madison will tell you what the company does and how much it's investing in this project. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Aaron Rodgers has finally picked a new home.
The four-time NFL MVP quarterback plans to sign a one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 41-year-old is expected to attend mandatory minicamp next week. He spent months on the market before ultimately choosing the Steelers, who will open the season on the road against the New York Jets. Rodgers spent 18 years, of course, with Green Bay and the past 2 with the Jets. He played just 2 snaps with the Jets before tearing his Achilles tendon in his first year in New York. We spoke with Channel 3000 Packers senior writer Jason Wilde on Rodgers' recovery from that injury.
We're going to see how Damian Lillard comes back from it. We're going to see how Jason Tatum comes back from it. We know how Kobe Bryant came back from it. Those guys were all basketball players. So is Aaron Rodgers now another year removed from that? A little more like the Aaron Rodgers we know? That's what we're going to find out, and that's what the Steelers are hoping is that he is.
The Steelers host the Packers on Sunday Night Football. That'll be on October 26th.
Well, there's good news that smoky haze could soon clear out of southern Wisconsin.
Meteorologist Blaze Keller joins us now with when it'll simply blow away, Blaze.
And we're looking at some of that thinner, hazy conditions to continue through the rest of this evening into Friday. But Friday, unfortunately, we're going to be adding a little bit more cloud cover. So we're going to say goodbye to the blue skies that we might have seen today in comparison to some of the previous days out there, as this thicker plume of smoke is being pushed back westward into more of the Mississippi and Wisconsin River Valley. So folks in Dane County, Greene County, Rock County, and even Columbia County, we'll start to see more of those blue skies as we go over the next several hours, overnight, and into your Friday. Air quality has certainly been better than where it has been previously. At one point, we were under unhealthy air quality conditions, so that smoke continues to thin on out. The reason why it has been a slow process is because our winds over the last few days have been very light. So we haven't been able to move around that smoke, get it stretched out into the atmosphere. It's been pretty concentrated over us. But that is going to change as we head into the weekend. Not only do our winds start to pick up and turn out of the south, but we also introduce some rain chances. So that's going to pull, much like pollen out of the atmosphere, is going to pull some of that smoke as well. Isolated shower chances Friday, Saturday, with more scattered chances Sunday and Monday. We'll take a look at the timeline for those scattered showers and thunderstorms to end the weekend and start off next week in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Columbus police have arrested a man they say was exchanging inappropriate photos with underage girls. Officers searched the man's home following a cyber tip received in late April. The report said he was sending inappropriate messages to girls as young as 13 in several states. Officers seized multiple electronic devices during the search of the man's home. He faces charges of exhibition of child pornography, possession of child pornography, and exposing a child to harmful materials.
First-time claims for jobless benefits rose more than expected last week. Labor Department data shows roughly 247,000 people filed for initial unemployment insurance. That is well above economists' expectations, and it is the highest weekly tally in 8 months. The U.S. labor market has cooled significantly during the past year. The pullback in job growth has largely been attributed to employers reining in hiring rather than conducting mass layoffs. The U.S. trade deficit took a sharp drop in April. The Commerce Department reported a 55% decline. The report says the deficit fell to $61.6 billion compared with $138 billion in March. Trade experts say the drop was the result of a slowdown in retailer buying after businesses rushed to stock up ahead of President Trump's tariffs.
Back here in Wisconsin, the fight over the next 2-year state budget continues at the Capitol.
Wisconsin Democratic Governor Tony Evers and Republican lawmakers no longer at the negotiating table. Our political reporter Will Keneally has the latest.
We're seeing this breakdown over a tax cut that Republicans want in the next 2-year state budget. Now, for that, Governor Evers wants some spending increases, and the two sides could not see eye to eye.
Spending really that the governor needs is just more than the state can afford.
And so Republican lawmakers are moving forward on the state budget after discussions stalled on a tax cut that lawmakers wanted to make the centerpiece of Wisconsin's next 2-year spending plan. We don't know many of the details. These negotiations have been happening behind closed doors, but Governor Evers said that the spending that he wanted to see was in childcare, K-12 education, and the state's university system. Republicans could not get behind that.
Whether it's early childhood education, childcare, whether it's our public schools, or whether it's our public universities. These are the priorities that Wisconsinites have said again and again for years that they want in our budget.
While those discussions have stopped, we're certainly happy to be moving forward with the state budget process.
And lawmakers did just that today, approving a slate of smaller agency budgets, including the Educational Communications Board, which handles public broadcasting in Wisconsin, as well as the weather alert system. But lawmakers are by some measures behind the pace to pass the budget on time. And there continues to be a veto threat over the process if the governor does not like the finished product.
We've put 3 budgets on his desk in the last 3 budgets, and he signed them. And I'm very hopeful that we will do a responsible budget that we can afford.
Reporting in the state capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you.
A major healthcare employer cut the ribbon today on a brand new manufacturing plant in Madison. Technoplex Healthcare is investing $46 million to open a new 200,000 square foot manufacturing plant on Femrite Drive. The facility will be the company's second in Madison. Technoplex offers a range of products, including medical tubing, compounds, and packaging materials for medical devices. A reminder that you can still vote in Madison Magazine's Best of Madison competition. Voting is open through the end of the month. And unlike the first round of voting, you can only vote once per category now. You don't have to live in Madison, however, to participate. Voting is open to anyone in Dane County and cities in nearby counties like Columbia, Dodge, Iowa, Greene, Rock, Jefferson, and Sauk. And you can vote right now at the link on your screen.
Well, coming up this Sunday is the 78th Annual Tony Awards. The show, of course, celebrating the best in theater with categories like Best Play, Best Musical, Actor or Actress, and much more. You can watch this year's Tonys right here on WISC-TV 3. Starts live at 7 o'clock Central Sunday from the Lincoln Center in New York. The biggest names will come together to celebrate a year of unforgettable performances.
Well, later tonight, UW-Whitewater will welcome home the national champion Warhawk baseball team fresh off their win. It's the 3rd time in program history the team has won a national championship. The Warhawks scored early and often Wednesday, obliterating Messiah by a score of 21-5 to win their best-of-3 championship series, 2 games to none. Tonight's event starts at 7 o'clock at James B. Miller Stadium. That's when the gate opens for fans and families. Players and coach introductions begin at 7:10. That will be followed by some congratulatory speeches, photos, and interviews. At 7:50, the event ends with a parade. If you're interested in going, parking is available in Lot 22 on the UW-Whitewater campus.
And still to come at 5, new filings are shared in connection to the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
And President Trump looks to close a trade deal with China as Elon Musk takes aim at the president on social media.
On Wall Street today, red numbers across the board. The Dow falls an even 108 points. The NASDAQ loses 162. The S&P 500 tumbles 31.5. We'll be right back. Newly revealed diary entries give insight into suspect Luigi Mangione's state of mind leading up to the deadly December shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
State prosecutors say writings in a notebook uncover Mangione's frustrations with the health insurance industry and his plans to carry out the attack. The new filing from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is a response to a motion filed last month by Mangione's defense team seeking to stay or dismiss the New York case against him. Meanwhile, United Healthcare is suing The Guardian and its parent company for defamation. It claims the U.S. version of the British daily newspaper ran information that it knew to be incorrect in order to capitalize on the December assassination of the medical insurer's CEO. The Guardian is strongly pushing back against the claims, saying it stands by its deeply sourced, independent reporting. President Trump said he had a very good talk with China's president this morning, adding that the U.S. is in good shape regarding a trade deal.
This as the president sat with Germany's chancellor in the Oval Office. Erica Brown now with the latest from the White House.
President Trump welcomed German Chancellor Friedrich Merz to the White House shortly after his high-stakes phone call with China's President Xi Jinping.
We had a very good talk, and we've straightened out any complexity. It's very complex.
The president said the two leaders agreed to resume trade talks, which have recently stalled.
We have a deal with China, as you know, but we were straightening out some of the points, having to do mostly with rare earth.
During the Oval Office meeting Thursday, the German leader said the U.S. is in a position to pressure Russia to end the war in Ukraine.
I told the president before we came in that he is the key person in the world who can really do that.
President Trump had this response.
Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart.
President Trump, who is trying to get his massive budget bill through the Senate, also expressed his disappointment with Elon Musk. The Tesla CEO's role as a special government employee recently ended, and he's become a vocal critic of what Trump calls his one big beautiful bill.
Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles.
Musk shot back in a series of posts on X, writing such ingratitude and claiming without him, Trump would have lost the election, and that his issue with the bill is the massive spending, not EV credits. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump is banning travelers from a dozen countries starting on Monday. The ban includes nationals from Afghanistan, Myanmar, Iran, Libya, and Yemen. It also partly restricts the entry of people from 7 other countries. The ban does not apply to lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, and certain visa categories.
Tesla's stocks tanked in trading today. Shares for the EV giant dropped about 15% by mid-afternoon, wiping away about $150 billion from its market value. Analysts are tying the drop to the imploding relationship between Tesla's CEO Elon Musk and President Trump. The two have been attacking each other, as you saw on social media recently, mostly about the president's massive domestic policy bill.
The U.S. Supreme Court has tossed out a lawsuit from the Mexican government against U.S. gun manufacturers. The justices unanimously blocked the case. Mexico alleged American gun makers should be held responsible for violence by drug cartels on the southwest U.S.-Mexico border. The lawsuit sought billions in damages.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services will continue to recommend healthy children and pregnant women to get the COVID vaccine. That's despite new guidance from the CDC at the request of HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. not to recommend the vaccine to those groups. DHS says the current vaccine is safe during pregnancy and may even protect women and their infants after birth.
Well, the smoke should clear soon from our skies, and there's a chance for some rain this weekend.
Meteorologist Blaise Keller joins us now with a full story. Blaise?
That's right. We are looking at thinning out that smoke and reintroducing some rain chances as we head into Friday and Saturday, but they're going to be stray showers. Not everyone is going to see that rain chance as we end the work week and kick off the weekend. The best chance for rain is going to be Sunday into Monday. That's when our next system, or at least a system, will move through the Midwest and bring us that chance for more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. Kicking off the morning hours with a few isolated showers further to the north on Friday. We may see them try to reform as we head into Friday late afternoon, early evening, mainly staying further north. We quiet down Friday night, so let's jump future track ahead to Saturday. Noticing more cloudy conditions as we go into Saturday. Winds are going to be turning out of the south, so they're going to be taking a lot of that smoke with it. And most of that rain is going to stay off towards the Mississippi River Valley on Saturday. So most of us further into Wisconsin will probably stay dry but cloudy Saturday overnight into Sunday. Sunday, though, that's when a system is going to scoot through southern parts of Canada. And in doing so, its warm front is going to bring us that chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms starting later Sunday, and that's going to continue into Monday as well. There's our next system moving on through. This is Sunday, mid to late afternoon. That's going to continue to push its way eastward. We get a break the clear skies will move in as we go Sunday night into Monday, but then all this activity back into Minnesota, that's going to turn more into scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go into Monday. So we'll end the weekend and start off next week with a better chance for rain. Until then, just keep the umbrella handy. Take the First Warn Weather app with you. If you think that dark cloud over there is a rain cloud, you can always check with our interactive radar. But tomorrow we're heading into seasonable temperatures. Low to mid 70s underneath partly sunny to mostly mostly cloudy conditions. Peaks of sunshine, we'll see them tomorrow, but generally speaking, we're probably going to lean more cloudy than sunny. Air quality tomorrow underneath some of that cloud cover will be moderate. Again, we're clearing out the smoke slowly but surely. We haven't had any big weather systems move through, bringing us a lot of rain and bringing us a new air mass. Instead, those have been heading off into parts of Canada. So we haven't moved in any new air, so it's kind of been somewhat stagnant. The light winds aren't helping move around that smoke. That's the reason why it's still hazy out there. But once this jet stream finally moves out of Canada, we'll get a little bit probably clearer air, or at least we'll be moving in new air. But until then, a lot of those rainmakers are going to stay off into parts of Alaska. You're seeing these dark blues and these purples indicating where that heavier rain is into parts of Canada as well, following the jet stream. Also, some showers and thunderstorms are going to stay pretty isolated across parts of the lower Mississippi River Valley, along the Gulf Coast as well. But really, across the United States, there's not a whole lot of systems moving on through here. We're starting off June on the quiet side, which is some good news. There is a look at your 7 and 10 day forecast. Temperatures stay in the 70s through at least Tuesday of next week, and then once we dry out, we start to warm up as well. 80s return Wednesday. We stay in the 80s all the way through that following weekend.
All right, Blaze, thank you. After the break at 5, World War II veterans are back in France, how they're educating the next generation about the sacrifices made on D-Day. The last living World War II veterans are back in Normandy this week. Tomorrow marks 81 years since D-Day.
U.S. veterans want to make sure future generations never forget the sacrifices that shaped history. Tina Kraus reports.
There you go.
On the beaches of Normandy, it's a hero's welcome for a fading generation of World War II veterans.
Will you take a photo with me? Please, sir.
81 years after they helped turn the tide of history.
Thank you very much.
Jack Myers was in his 20s on D-Day and says the true legends are his fellow soldiers who never came home. Thousands rest at Normandy American Cemetery.
Over 9,000 a year. Can you imagine that? Given for our freedom. We should never forget it.
101-year-old veteran Wally King was a young fighter pilot in World War II. He's honoring a fallen wingman.
Henry, we're here to honor you. We're here to remember you. We'll never forget your cost, your sacrifice.
King worries the silence that followed the war came at a cost too.
Most veterans in World War II came home. They didn't want to talk about the war. So they didn't pass those experiences on to their children.
The stories I tell.
That's where 102-year-old Jake Larson comes in. The D-Day vet is back in Normandy, reflecting not just on the past.
They had no families. So they looked forward to us coming.
But on the life he's grateful to still be living. Best known as Papa Jake on TikTok.
I landed on Omaha Beach on D-Day.
He has 1.2 million followers and makes it his mission to teach the younger generation the lessons of the greatest. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
There's your inspiration for the evening tonight. We'll get a final check of the forecast when we come back. Coming up at 6, an investigation into Madison Southside Elementary School is now finished. We'll tell you how the district is receiving community feedback as they look for a new principal. That story and more at the top of the hour on News 3 Now at 6.
Gamers around the world are lining up at their local electronics stores as the Nintendo Switch 2 is finally here. The highly anticipated portable console went on sale today. You're looking at a store in Tokyo where gamers could not wait to get their hands on the Switch 2.
But the rush to grab one was not easy. Nintendo used a competitive lottery system to level the playing field. The company says millions of people submitted applications, and it comes with a hefty price tag, $450 without any video games.
Susan, I thought you were taking off the day to stand in line.
You should have seen the line at Best Buy today.
Oh, I can imagine. They always let those gamers line up. Blaze is back as we take a final check of the forecast.
And we're looking at a generally quiet night, mostly cloudy conditions by later this evening, especially after midnight. Maybe a stray shower up in Baraboo, La Crosse, Camp Douglas. Can't rule out one near Watoma and Prairie du Chien as well. Most of us will probably stay dry not only overnight, but into Friday as well. We're looking at partly sunny to mostly cloudy conditions with a stray shower or two possible further north, especially during the morning hours. And then Saturday, that rain chance moves further to the west. Sunday and Monday, better chance for more widespread showers and thunderstorms. Not anticipating anything severe. That wraps up Monday or later Tuesday, I should say, and then we climb into the 80s. So AmFam is obviously going to be going on this weekend. Take the umbrella. Thankfully, it looks like most of the widespread activity is going to hold off until Sunday. So I think at least Friday and Saturday, for the most part, I think it will be okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
news.
just take an umbrella.
The air should be cleaner with the rain.
A little bit less smoke. Yeah, certainly. It has been rough out there.
It has been. Yeah.
I miss the blue skies.
All right, well, thank you, Blaze. And finally tonight at 5, why are you guys making me do this? I'm the crier.
You deserve it.
We want to take a moment to say goodbye to one of our directors. She's directing this broadcast right now, Caitlin Smith. There she is. Hi, Caitlin. She has been a vital part of our team, directing both the 5 and 9 o'clock shows. Caitlin, please don't leave. Turn around so everybody can see you. She doesn't like to be on TV. But best of luck, hon. We're going to miss you, and thank you for all of your hard work.
Absolutely. She is talented.
That'll do it for us tonight at 5.
Yep, that's right. CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 now at 6. You can always find us streaming 24/7.
Good luck, Caitlin.
At Channel 3000+.